first thing I want to do is thank God for allowing you to choose to listen. I'm your host, Vincent Spriggs, the second, and this is our third episode of the Game Changers Movement podcast. That's right, Game Changers. When we don't like the game, we change it. Now, before I get to introducing the guests, I love to speak to the listeners that are listening right now, and I just want to tell them, like, what's the benefit of listening to this Game Changer Movement podcast? And I just want to say that for my adult listeners, this podcast is going to encourage you, it's going to motivate you, and it's also going to challenge you to get off the sideline, get off the bench, and get yourself in the game and start engaging youth that's in your community, in your city, and also within your sphere of influence. Now, for my youth, if there's any youth that's listening right now, for you, what it's going to do is make you understand that it's too many people trying to fit in. Everybody looking the same. Everybody sagging their pants. Everybody trying to fit in. But when you try to fit in, you never get to stand out and you never get to maximize your full potential. And that's what we want you guys to do. Without further ado, I'm about to introduce my guests, my special guests to my left and my right. And these are going to be the people that are going to inspire and motivate you. So I'm going to start with this young man to my left. And I just want to say that, I met this young man through the game of chess. I threw an event, a Game Changer chess tournament in North Memphis, and he answered the call. And when I say this boy is cold in chess, he's cold. You know what I'm saying? Like, one time we went to a police station, and the idea of it was, you remember this?
Yeah, I remember.
I was going to allow the youth to play chess with the police officers. And I don't remember his name, and if I did know his name, I wouldn't put him out there, but he's a high-ranking officer. Like, his face will be up on the plaques in the precincts. But he was playing this young man, and when I say that Mario looked bored and he was scratching his head like like, this all you got, man? Like, and that high-ranking officer was scratching his head and holding his head. He was stressing out, and so this young man beat the brakes off of him for the old and the new. Without further ado, I want to introduce Mario Lewis, a.k.a. the Grim Reaper. Go ahead and say something to him.
Hey, I started boxing when I was like 16, 18. So I've been doing it for like 3 years.
Okay. Hold on. You jumping the gun. I ain't even telling you he was a boxer. But that Grim Reaper is the boxing name. So I just wanted you to say what's up to him. Now, to my right, I just don't feel right saying anything other than the champ is here.
I take it every time.
Boom, 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 boom.
I take it every time.
The champ is here. Yeah. So, man, this guy, I met him. To my right, I met him through Pastor DeAndre Brown. And when I met him, he came along with Mr. DeAndre Brown to mentor the youth. Yep. And that stands out because somebody that is a champ, who's busy training, has a whole lot of different things, got a family, got things going on. Like, he took the time out of his busy schedule to come through and mentor some teenage boys with Mr. DeAndre Brown. And he came through, he had his belt. I wish he would have brought the belt.
Oh, they're doing their case.
Okay. I can't stop the show, man.
Trophy case. They're doing their case.
Man, we should. I meant to
it's
tell you.
It's some new ones in there, matter of fact. It's
some
new
case. Man, I almost want to tell you go get it, but we're gonna keep it moving. But man, that stood out to me. I appreciate it. He had the belt. The young men, they used to fighting and jacking, but it's a difference. It's a difference between jacking and fighting. And, I just appreciate you for being here. And so without further ado, it's Mr. Mike Cook.
Boxing. Gotta say the whole name.
Mike Cook Boxing.
Mike Cook Boxing. One word. Yes, sir.
Yep,
I appreciate you having me, man. That was, what, 2 years ago?
That was about 2 years ago.
2 years ago, I think I had just won my first title ever, matter of fact, and that was like the next stop. The next week came over there. I had just won. I think it was in a brand new case.
It was
like
in a case.
like a briefcase, about my business.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I ain't never seen that.
Yeah. See, that's folks don't know. They all come in the case. They all come in the case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he was showing off. He was feeling himself a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into the first segment that I like to call the game changer movement quote of the episode. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say the quote, and when I say the quote, I'm gonna start with Mario first. But I want Mario to tell me, what does this quote mean to you? Okay. So the quote of the episode is, everybody got a plan until they get hit.
Well,
Hold on. I got to say it in my Mike Tyson voice. Everybody got a plan until they get hit. What does that mean to you?
Well, I feel like when it comes to boxing and you sitting up here fighting, you can train all day. But when you finally take the hit and when that bell ring, your mind's on out. You half the time you might not do what you train. That's why it's called repetition. And when you do repetition, you constantly do it over and over. So it's being planted in your brain. You can't slack in it. You can't stop doing what you're doing because somebody else is distracting you. And when you get hit, you gotta keep going no matter what. Just like when life hits you, you get hit, get knocked down, you gotta get back up. Mm-hmm. That's what it means.
And so I was actually like, so what does that look like to Mario as a teenager? What does getting hit by life look like, and how you bounce back?
When you first start hitting 18, get grown, want to pay your own bills, want to be grown, but you ain't ready for it. So life start hitting you hard, show you what it's really like. Then when you do it, you gonna have to keep going because your mama and dad ain't gonna always be there for you.
Man, that's all right. Because I'm sure some listeners, is some older folks, and they like, man, who is this young man? He need to come talk to my son because he laid up in the bed and he 30-something years old and ain't trying to get out. I can't get him out to save my life. What about you, Mike?
I'm a boxing historian, so what that means to me is can't say it better than the way Mike Tyson said it, but I look at it from the life aspect. I'm big on, I compare life and boxing the same. I can say this now because this episode gonna come out a little bit later. And I say this. My daughter, my wife was pregnant. My daughter just delivered our baby 2 weeks ago prematurely.
Wow.
And so I didn't expect that. We went to the doctor's office talking about what we was finna do that afternoon. They said, no, you finna deliver the baby today. So I say that to say, you can't plan your day, expect that day. I spent most of my morning today looking at Kobe videos.
Okay.
Nobody planned on Kobe not to be here. You know what I mean? They were showing all the videos of Kobe dying. You know, I'm sure he woke up with a plan to do this and do this that day. Matter of fact, he died with taking his daughter to the game, I think, matter of fact. And just him, think about all the lives it affected when that happened. And so that quote to me always sticks out because we can't plan how our day gonna go. Life is gonna life. You know what I mean? God's gonna God, and life's gonna life. So regardless of how you're affected by whatever happens, the sun's still gonna set. It's still gonna come out tomorrow. So you gotta pull your big boy pants up and do what you gotta do. But when it comes to boxing, just because we leading the boxing, when I hit somebody in the mouth, I know if they really got a game plan or not. Because you know,
how so?
You know, a guy be the toughest guy in the room, and they get hit in the mouth and they fold. You know what I mean? You ever heard the person say the loudest person in the room, the weakest person in the room?
Yeah.
That's usually them trying to hide it. So you hit them, most time that disappear. They get quiet. So same thing in a boxing match. A guy might come out and say, I'm gonna knock him out in the first round. Well, what if he don't knock you out in the first round? What's his next move? You know what I mean? So boxing brings you many adversities in the ring, just like life. Just like life, I always compare boxing to life because they're so similar. But with boxing, I always tell everybody, welcome to adversity. Because just like life, God might take you through something to prepare you for something later. Same thing in boxing. I might go through training, struggling, and get in a fight and have a rough moment, but I'm built for it now because I just went through this camp. And matter of fact, I hate when my training camps go perfect. I don't like that because now I'm looking for what's gonna go wrong. You know what I mean? I don't want it to happen on fight night, so I really always want. Yeah, I welcome the adversity. You should always welcome the adversity. It builds you, makes tough men.
Yeah, man, that's a concept that a lot of people don't understand. Like they ready for the adversity to stop, so that they can be comfortable.
Yeah, that's that quote. You just remind me of the quote I was trying to think of.
Come on.
I forget who the quote belongs to, but it's gonna be mine today.
Let's go.
But don't pray for God to end the adversity. Pray for God to make you strong enough to handle the adversity, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna show up. So pray for the strength to handle it versus pray for it to be gone, because it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So I'd rather be able to handle it, and you don't know if that's gonna help you to handle the next thing that comes or help the person next to you. You know what I mean? So I always say welcome it. It's gonna happen anyway, so welcome it. Be prepared for it.
Yeah, you can't say that you want to be strong, but then you ain't trying to push no weight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
'Cause with the weight comes that adversity and the stress to your muscles, and actually your muscles get bigger because your muscles rip and they bleeding, and then when they grow back and they heal, then you get a little bigger. So
Come back stronger. Callous.
for sure.
Heal that callous.
Same concept. So I'm a start. So I want you guys to tell our listeners about your brand. Like you're in high school, but I still consider you to have a brand because you box. And tell us about that. Are you a senior? You're a senior in high school?
Yeah, I'm a senior in high school.
So I want you to not only tell us about your brand, but tell us about your game plan and what you're thinking about and how boxing fits within your game plan.
Well, I ain't really got a brand right now, but I just really go by Grand Reaper. That's my nickname. That's what I go by when I box. After high school, I'm gonna go get my CDL license, truck drive, travel the world. Already get paid to travel the world, so I say why not? Find different gyms to go to. If I find one I like, move out there and take it from there. Now I want to do real estate. There's a lot of money into it, so I want to do it. And I got big plans. I want to open up a gym one day, and really specifically, I want to put it in the hood, so you get everybody a way out, because everybody's shooting each other. Because honestly, nobody know how to fight. Nobody know how to take a hit. Really, and probably your dad ain't there to teach you, or maybe your dad can't fight. You never know.
Yeah.
Just saying, like, when you think about it, you just gotta go with the flow. Go where the wind. But a real man gotta know how to fight. He gotta know how to protect his people. That's like somebody gonna smack your mama. What you gonna do? Shoot him every time? Cause you gotta think about it. You shoot him, you take his life, and then you in jail. You can't protect your mama then. But
Took your life too.
exactly. So it ain't worth it. So after I graduate, got big goals. Just gonna do real estate, get my CDL license, and start a moving company. Got a lot of stuff going.
All right. That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. You come across a lot of young men that's at school that had that mentality that you spoke of in terms of, I ain't gonna fight you, but I'll shoot you.
I used to be a hothead too. I can't say I'm not still, because it's just on certain situations. But I feel like everybody can change with the right mentor. Like my coach Hunter, he made me a different man I am today. Boxing changed me a lot. So if it could change me, it could change anybody.
All right, so you mean that boxing has a benefit? So it's a benefit.
Yeah, it's a lot of benefits. It's gonna teach you how to be a man, how to get hit in the mouth and keep going, and still have that plan you got.
Okay. That's what's up, man. It's always good. I love hearing young men or just the youth that have vision for themselves, because where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. The people perish.
Yeah.
There's a lot of young men who are picking up guns, smoking weed, doing everything detrimental to their body, their mind, their soul, their spirit, because they simply do not have a vision for themselves. And so they're easily persuaded to go to the left, to the right, everywhere but straight and narrow down the middle towards the goal that they set for themselves. So, man, that's powerful, man. And I'm pretty sure that somebody listening to you from your school, somebody will be listening to you from your school, and they like, dang, I didn't even think of it like that. Like Mario, he don't be saying too much, but I ain't know he had all that in his head. Like he talking about a moving company, he talking about real estate, and he doing boxing, seeing the world. Man, I just been thinking about my little old space over in Hollywood and North Memphis. I ain't thinking about traveling. I'm just trying to survive.
Now. Having a gun is good for your protection, but just because you got to take a whooping, that don't mean you got to kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I've been whooped inside the ring, outside the ring. Man, it is what it is. You take your whooping like a man or like a woman and keep it pushing, you know. Even if you get beat up, you learn something that day. Don't talk to them crazy. Don't do this, don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and just because you got whooped this day, live to see another day. Just because you my enemy, that don't mean, just because I don't want you eating at my table, don't mean I don't want to see you win. Like, that's how I look at it.
I like that. I'm about to take that quote.
That's deep.
Yeah.
I'm about to take that quote. Say that one more time.
Just because I don't want you eating at my table, that don't mean I don't want to see you eat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I still want to see you win, but you just can't win with me. And that's just specifically because how people is. You know, because people can come around you and drain you. They can drain the kindness out of you. They can take your kindness for a weakness. But me, I give people second chance. I believe in second chance. But after you break that second chance, you can go eat, but go eat over there. Don't come eat at my table. That's just how I feel about it. A lot of young people don't think like that. But that's why a lot of older people say I'm mature for my age. And a lot of people don't understand me because of how I talk, how I act. But at the same time, though, I'm not going to change how I am for nobody.
Okay. Man, you said a lot of powerful things, man. Mike Cook.
Man. Man, he's a deep. It's beautiful to hear somebody think like that because, especially your age, because everybody can attest. I know people my age that ain't thinking like that. It's still doing the same thing, spinning in the same circle. So, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome that you even want to do something with you got plans, you got goals. You know what I mean? Because it's so many people don't know what they're gonna do this afternoon. Don't have no plan to do nothing tomorrow except for turn up. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's
You right.
you look up one day and that's so overrated because now you done wasted. You know, life go by fast, bro. Like it really do. So that you thinking like that is amazing.
Yes,
I really gotta give you credit. That's very. It's inspiring to be honest. Even me hearing that hear you say that make me want to get up and go run right now. That's inspiring. Seriously, like it's I used to hear the same thing, and I'm sure you heard it. Everything. You younger, man, folks ain't got no drive. Y'all kids ain't got no drive.
Yeah.
Well, I used to hear that and like, man, now I say the same thing. I'm like, man, if they say that about us, man, y'all ain't doing nothing. So just know you doing the right thing because even if you sitting at this table right now, somebody see something in you.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They see something in you. You mentioned Hunter. I know Hunter well. Hunter's a good dude. That he talks to you and sees something in you.
Yeah.
So just know that that's people appreciating your energy.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So don't stop and like he said, somebody gonna hear what you're saying and look at you different.
Yeah.
Maybe in the good way, maybe in the bad way. But if you doing this and you change one person's outlook, that's enough.
Yeah.
For real. To be 18 and thinking like that, bro, especially in like today's world, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You just caught me off guard. No lie, you really did. I'm very impressed with that, bro.
Gotta thank Hunter for that.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
I will. That's honestly that's amazing. But was
I want to know about your brand.
brand? Okay. I go by Mike Cook Boxing. Everybody knows me as Mike Cook Boxing. If somebody says Michael, it's usually my mama or my wife. That's it. That's it. My brand is I'm a professional fighter. I've been boxing since I was 8 years old. I'm 36 now. Boxed for 28 years. That's all I know. If somebody asks me what I'm good at, that's it. You know what I mean? And I'm proud of that. Because when I was a kid, I used to, at a very young age, I was very mature in a similar way he is. My mom had me young, so I kind of grew up with my mama. I grew up being the man of the house. Thought I ran everything because I thought I was a man of the house and everything. And the thing about it, when I say I was mature, is I always used to pray for God to use me, because that's what my grandma used to say. You know, you want God to use you as an instrument. You want God to use you as an instrument. Don't do this, don't do that. So I always pray for God to use me, but I used to always be like, can it be through boxing? I used to always say, can it be through boxing? But I always prayed about it. Use me, use me, use me.
Right.
And my brand is everybody knows me for always working. That's the name of my gym. That's what I've been on my trunks. That's been my nickname forever. And it means it's actually based off of scripture.
Okay.
Faith without works is dead.
Wow.
So that's my brand, and my brand is always want to help people. You know, you mentioned earlier, you know, when DeAndre, I didn't met you, brought up coming out there to see you. I was excited to do that because even when I was a kid, I can remember some of the gyms I go into. You know, it's people that they don't understand they in the mentor position, or they call themselves a trainer, you know, or whatever. They don't realize what kind of effect they're gonna have on a kid. Right. A kid come in the gym, you look at the coach, the trainer, you look up to him. So I remember being of sound mind to say, when I grow up, I'm gonna be a coach, I'm gonna be a mentor, but I ain't never gonna be like that. So I always now, as I transition from being a fighter to more of a mentor and more of a coach and even an entrepreneur, I like my brand to be known like, one, as a good person. One is a good person, but two, I really try to be what I wanted when I was a kid.
Okay.
Because I ain't experienced that, you know, being a mixed kid coming up and being, you know, it's funny he mentioned Hunter. My coach's name is Mayette Flowers. He was, when I first walked in the gym, I just got kicked out of school for like the umpteenth time. I was going to West Side at the time. It's not even a school no more. We was getting in trouble. They closed it. I got in trouble, and my mom picked me up from school. She took me to her job. She worked at this restaurant, and a police officer used to eat there all the time, and he said, why don't you bring him down to the boxing gym? They straighten him out.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm Big Bad Mike. I'm 8, by the way. I'm 8. Yeah. I've already got many fights. Many fights. And
what was your record?
In fights as a kid?
Yeah, 8 years
old.
old.
Man, at 8 years old, I'd pick up a stick and knock you upside your head.
Okay. You was UFC.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
No, okay. Wasn't UFC. I was a Power Ranger in that joint. I was, whatever it take. But she took me to the gym after work. I walked in. I ain't never seen nothing like that before in my life in person. I had started liking boxing a lot, but I ain't never seen it in person. And there was a fighter in there, Mayette Flowers, who's now my boxing coach and my mentor, my big bro. Person I don't just go for boxing. I go to him for life advice, family advice, just business advice. Like the game plan I went on in life I got from him. But I remember watching him hit a bag, and he was hitting this uppercut bag, and I remember looking at my mama like, cause she was like, I'm finna drop you off. I said, ooh, where you going? I'm you know what? I'm gonna listen. Yeah. And she kicked me in that gym, and instead of him being a jerk, or like, cause he was a nationally ranked fighter, he was cold, man. He was so scared, man. He was so scared, bro. I no lie, he had shorts on and a wife beater, and I was like, man, get me out of here right now. But instead, when the round was over, he finished working, cause he ain't budge. He was over there working. Yeah. Came over there and started talking to him. Showed me how to throw a little punch and everything, and it just, I fell in love with the sport from that point on. So I've always tried to be that to the next person. Yeah. One thing about me, he said similar about he doesn't mind giving people second chances. I think that's a great thing. That is a great thing, because people gonna make mistakes. I just try to be in a position that if somebody need my help, I'm there. They don't want my help, cool, I ain't offended. So, well, my gym now, you know, you stopped by the other day. This gym right here, I have fighters. I have people that just love the sport of boxing. I have fitness enthusiasts. I have soccer moms. I have career parents. I have kids. The youngest person I got in my gym is 8 years old. The oldest person I got in my gym is 72 years old. They all train the same pace. I work with people that have Parkinson's. I work with NBA players. I work with other fighters, and they're all a different race: black, white, Mexican, Arab, Asian. Indian. I don't turn down nobody, and I try to for my gym to be a melting pot, because I remember how uncomfortable I was when I went in a room full of white people or I went in a room full of black people. I was uncomfortable because I was I know. See, it's a lot of mixed people now. My time, hey, we said there was no Steph Curry for us to look up to. I was like, what color Reggie Miller? That's what I used to look at.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying? So I just have really tried to. My brand is just, I want to create a place for people. You know what I mean? And I always think at the end of the day, my greatness isn't gonna be me. It's gonna be the community I force us to have. Because if somebody don't fit our vibe here, I'm quick to rush them out. I say, hey, you gotta get like this. You gotta go.
You gonna give him a refund?
Yeah, 100. I've done it. I done gave him a refund and a whooping in this joint. No lie. Seriously. I just say these ring tiles flip over for a reason, bro.
Okay.
So we force it to be, you gotta be part of the team, or they ain't no solo. You know what I mean? And that doesn't mean you gotta come here and you gotta be social and you gotta talk and you gotta do this. It just means you gotta be open and willing to be part of the family. You know what I mean? You ain't a talkative person, that's fine. If you don't, whatever. You can be yourself, but we're gonna grow together here. You know what I mean? That's the goal.
Yeah. I think it's amazing that your experience as a young man shaped how you run your boxing ring. It shapes how you run your gym.
My business.
You said you came in because you were kind of in trouble child, and
Bad.
you watching this guy that was intimidating and punching the bag, almost knocking it off, and then he stopped and he take time to just say hello and see how you doing and engage you.
And not just stopped and did that. I'm 36. He been doing this since I was 8.
Man.
And he's a world-class trainer now. He's somewhere with some fights right now. Matter of fact, he every weekend he's traveling talking about traveling the world. He's in Colombia, or he's in Vegas, or he's in California, or he's in Florida. He's always traveling with fighters, high-level fighters, and I call him right now. We'll be on the phone 4 hours talking boxing, talking life, laughing at stuff. Just, you know what I'm saying? And he's been consistent with that forever. And that's always the funniest thing to me. He was the scariest person to me when I saw him. And I would tell him the story all the time. Like, man, I said, Mom, no, get me out of this joint. And now I look up to him more than anything. He was one of my groomsmen at my wedding. Like that's my guy. You know what I mean? That's my guy. And so I always try to be that to everybody else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have amateur fighters under me. I have pro fighters under me. And I always give them the same game plan he gave me. You know what I mean? Because I go into that, it'll be forever.
Okay.
But just the same thing he kind of mentioned a minute ago about, turn pro, fight, whatever, he just kind of taught me how to treat myself like I'm the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm a franchise. I ain't just out here fighting.
Okay.
I'm treating myself like I'm a business. And because I've treated myself like a business, it's giving me a business where I can do that for other people. And that's the game plan I've watched him run. And he's given me and he's pushed me to give to others. You know what I mean? So my brand, I push a family brand. This place ain't for everybody. You know what I mean? Right. And I'm always okay with that. This ain't, I tell you, some folks come in and they so tough, they tougher than the tough. They feel like this. I'll be like, cool. Some folks come in and be like, well, it's free over there. I'll be like, cool. This ain't for everybody. Mm-hmm. And that's okay. Like kind of like he said, what was your quote? Man, I got to write that down. That's a quote. Yeah, you got to eat at my, sit at my table.
You ain't got to eat. Dang, what I say? I forgot.
You got to write it down, man. See, you got them bars.
That's
a T-shirt right there. You put it on the T-shirt right there.
You said just because we ain't feeling each other don't mean I don't want you. Don't mean that I don't want you to.
Right. Just because you ain't eat. Just because I don't want you to eat at my table don't mean I don't want to see you eat.
Right there.
And I mean that I don't want to say I have a mean bone in my body. I'd be lying. I'm a fighter. Yeah. But I don't want to see nobody not succeed. I have a rule. Matter of fact, I'm 24-0. Okay. I've never fought another fighter from Memphis, and that happens frequently here. And I hate it because it's guys killing each other's dreams in my mind. Because if you go look up our weight class and look up the rankings, there's thousands of fighters in our weight class. Okay. And so every once in a while, I'll get a fighter from Memphis call me out. And one, I'll be like, yeah, you know what you're doing, because I'm going to say the same answer. I don't fight nobody from Memphis. But two, how short is your vision to want to fight a guy across the street when it's thousands of people in our weight class? It's thousands of fighters. And you want to kill a guy's dream in your city, Memphis, when we're supposed to be big Memphis. I just never understand it. And that's another thing I got from my coach. Okay. He said, why go kill a dude's dream that's down the street from you? Yeah. Now, we have other parties come from other places, promoters and this and that try to put that together. But we fall for the bait. We fall for the trap. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never going to do that. So when a fighter called me, I'd always be like, that's from here. I'm like, you just being safe, because you know what my answer's going to be. It's been there forever. That's one of my things I'm most proud of my boxing career. I got 24 wins. I've had 25 fights. I'm 24-0 with one draw. I've never fought nobody from Memphis, and never will. Unless we both about to make millions of dollars and change our lives and change our kids' lives, that'd be different. That's different. But
so what I hear you saying is that not only just in your gym are you looking at your fellow brother or sister as community and a team, but even outside of your gym, you looking at like we all are on the same team. Like we all.
I don't want to go as far as say I look at it like we on the same team, because I'd be lying, because I wish all of them well and I always want to succeed, but you know, I've secluded my gym away from other people for a reason. I don't like the negative. Okay. But I see myself, that's me personally. That's how I am. Yeah. Like I don't want, like I just met Mario right for this, and I talked to him. I said, "Come on," you know what I'm saying? Come on, and I just think if a man's in front of you, why not steer him the right way? Like, why try to set him up for failure, or why not try to give him your secret sauce? Like, how is that gonna hurt you? Mm-hmm. Like, just think he 18, I'm 36. Why would I tell him the wrong way? You know what I'm saying?
You got people that think like that too.
Man,
like, you got wisdom, you got experience, you're the elder.
And check this out. I got a guy, I'm not gonna mention him because he get married to my mention his name. Okay. But he saved me. He saved me my boxing career as well. He's 74 now. When I met him and I first started training him, he told me nobody in my family ever sees 70. And I said, well, I'm gonna make you live forever. He's 74 now. And he had a very high stress government job for a long, long time. Okay. Was in the public eye, all that stuff. But I used to be, hey, Mike, how you do this? I don't know, man. You should go check out this. I was very, very, very dry, because I ain't always been like this. I was a very mean person. Like I said, I've grown, and growth is important. So like earlier, you said you ain't gonna change for nobody. You gonna change for yourself though. Watch. Yeah. You gonna grow. And he told me one thing, man, hit me hard. He said, why you gonna work so hard to learn all that information, not knowledge, and then die with it? And I said, dang. I said, man, let me get together. I gotta get my lineage together. He right. I said, man, I'm gonna die with the information. I said, that's crazy. So now I look at it like I just bust my butt to learn all this just to die with it. So now when somebody asks me a question, I have no problem. They might not like the answer. Yeah. But, everybody don't like real either. That's the thing. And for me, boxing's such a treacherous sport, such a hateful, evil, dangerous sport. Like as a sport, as a professional fighter. Not talking about just boxing in general, but I think it's more important to just tell somebody like, hey, like, not even learn from my mistakes. One thing God gifted me with is I don't just learn from my mistakes. I learn from other people's mistakes. I'll be like, okay, not doing that. You know what I mean? And I think that's something a lot of people lack. And so if I know that and I can give you that information, everybody don't want to take it, but I try to do that. That's important to me. Yeah. Like, because that's why I always want to be the coach or the mentor. I'm always careful with that coach word, but mentor that I wanted as a kid, because I ain't always get it. Yeah. I ain't always get it. I really ain't always get it. So, it was times I'd be like, man, why he do me like this and he didn't do him like that? You know what I'm saying? And I just never want to be that. I don't mind staying the extra time. I don't mind doing this. I don't mind. Man, I tell all my fighters, all my guys, if you got something going on, it ain't got to have nothing to do with boxing. Call me. I take some of the guys with me to go hoop, like kick it. We go eat. We had a fight party a couple weeks ago for a fight that happened, the Terrence Crawford fight. I try to expose them. That's one thing I learned from DeAndre. See, like I'm big on like I know I gotta take from people, like stuff to take from you. Just even when I went there that day, and I came in that joint, I said, man, we have Austin P playing chess. Man, I was tripping. I said, because he told me, I said, I don't believe it. Because I know that, like, I used to go there, when I said that well, we not the, what's the name, right? The library right over there?
Yeah, the old
That's where I got that Muhammad Ali video I was talking about earlier from.
Okay.
So I'm saying, I used to live right off of there, off North Cliff.
Okay.
So I lived off there in Fraser and North Haven. So, like, I try to take him, and Brown used to tell me all the time, man, like, expose people to stuff they ain't never been exposed to. Because, you know, just even, like, people don't understand. We get people from our neighborhoods might not even have to cut their steak.
Yeah.
Expose them to it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's, long story short, that's what I always try to push my brand to be. I think that's where the greatness, you're only as great as the people around you. You know what I mean? But you got to make people great too. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. We need a Mike Cook boxing gym always working in different sections of town in the community because like what you speaking of, like I hear it's a hub for mentorship. It's a hub for building community. And even though you know what I'm saying, you jabbing somebody, it's like it's still all love. I will
say this. There's slowly gyms opening up around the city.
Yeah.
And I still think there's things to be worked out for them to figure out, or maybe even to realize how much people look at them as mentors. Because I said, like, I'm funny about that coach word, bro. Don't call yourself a coach. That's a full-time job. You know what I mean? Don't say you a coach and you're a coach today. Now you don't want nothing to do with the kid. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that, man. Most of these kids, y'all know, bro. Most of these folks look up. You the father figure. You just ain't no coach. You the father figure now, bro. You big bro. You You might be, man. He like my pops. I've been in them situations. Now it just kind of caught me off guard. I have a godson that came from this gym.
Wow.
I got so close with his family and their son, they decided I was fit enough to be their godfather to their son. So I'm just saying, like, boxing is such it really creates family. Like, when you blood, sweat, and tears are here with a dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, even just hitting each other. Like, when you on the ground doing push-ups with somebody, you want to do those push-ups, you start looking like, hey, man, we going to do these push-ups or what together? So I say that to say, like, it is some gyms coming in Memphis, and it is some fighters trying. I'm not saying I'm doing it better. I'm just saying I know my way work. And I hope they find their vibe with it to work too. And instead of it being the let's compete against each other, it's 49 other states, bro. You know what I mean? We go get that.
Let me ask this question.
You know what I'm saying?
So do y'all think that if we had a Mike Cook boxing ring in North Memphis, South Memphis, that like the sport of boxing up under like good mentorship, combining that combination, that it could curb the crime that's in our city with the youth? And I want you to tackle that first, Mario, like, because you currently at Douglas High School, you know, you right down the street from Manassas High School, and you know what's going on, just like I know what's going on.
Yeah.
And, like, do you think that it would make a difference because kids, they think jacking boxing or boxing jacking. Like they think they can really fight, but like it's discipline, it's technique, it's strategy, it's so many different things. Even like the training that you guys endure and go through, it really prepares you for life. A lot of similarities. So, like, do you think that if kids had access to gyms where they had mentors that was also teaching them how to fight, not just in the ring, but also in life, the right way, that could make a difference? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't even feel like, I know it would change a lot. It would change the game for sure, because I will say this, a lot of them in the hood can't afford it. That's probably why they won't do it. So, like, if you could make it kind of free, or put it as if, like, if you don't work hard, you gotta get out. No expectations. you know, because me, I can barely afford to go to the gym, but I know I can work hard at the same time.
Okay.
But I know it's people out here that can afford it, but won't work at all. They won't, because they got the money. They don't need it like that. But you got people out here, young black kids, white kids, any race, that need it. They need their mentor. So, yeah, I feel like it could change. I tell the teachers and the principal all the time in my school, I go to Douglas High School.
Mm-hmm.
They need to put boxing in school. We fight all the time anyway. Why not teach them how to properly throw a punch? So you won't hurt your hand. So you won't break your thumb. So you won't do this and won't do that. Maybe they'll stop picking up a gun all the time. You can't change the world, but you could probably change somebody. You could probably save somebody's life. You never know what they're going through. They might need a father figure at home. They might be going through financial problems, and boxing might be their way out. Everybody look at basketball and football as a way out. Yeah. They don't look at chess. They don't look at... I had people tell me boxing a white boy sport.
Boxing?
Yeah. They told me boxing a white boy sport.
Okay.
I ain't gonna knock nobody. Like, and people done told me, just because you box, that don't mean you can beat me in a street fight. I don't box the street fight, you know. Don't think I won't get up there, but I will. But I do it. It's a good way to learn how to fight, how to control your anger. I used to have a bad temper. My mama told me that all the time growing up. I got my mama and my dad's temper. And honestly, the best way to learn how to deal with it is getting in there with some more people that got a bad temper, but they better than you. Because you always feel like you the biggest, baddest thing around. So it's like, when you get in there, there's somebody bigger and badder than you, you ain't going to be big and bad no more. It's going to humble you, basically. And in boxing, you're going to get humbled every time. Because some days you're going to be good, some days you're going to be bad. Everybody had a good and bad day. But long story short, yeah, it'll help out a lot. That's why I say I want to open up a gym in the hood, get people a way out. Like, I ain't even going to make you pay. I'll handle it. But if you going to sit up here and slack off, you can get out the gym. Because I'm not doing it because I'm mean. I'm doing it because I know you can die in this ring. You can die sparring. You can die. Like, it's not a game, you know?
Yeah.
And I'd rather see you sitting up here in the gym working hard than see you behind bars or 6 feet deep. I lost so many people to gun violence because they couldn't take a whooping, or they just ain't had their father around, or they had their father and their father ain't teach them the right way. I got people my age that look up to me, and I get them a way out. Taught them how to cut grass, how to box, how to do this and how to do that. I try to get them to come to the gym, but they be like, they can't afford it. All right, I'm going to bring the gym to you. But after a few weeks, they quit because it's too hard. But everybody look at it like boxing a game. So I feel like if you could be a father figure or a brother or anything like that, I feel like it could work.
Man, I know it could work. You remember when last year you came through?
Yeah.
So last year I incorporated boxing in addition to chess to Game Changer to our mentoring sessions, and I ain't no professional boxer, but you gotta at least give me credit for it. So I bought the big gloves.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To lessen the blow because I made all the kids their parents sign liability waivers because you ain't gonna have nobody suing Mr. Spriggs because you said you could fight, but then you got knocked out. I don't want no parts of it. But even with the big gloves, they was throwing them things. So they like, Mr. Spriggs, give us the smaller glove. Nah, you can't handle that. Yeah. I just saw what you took, what you ate. That wasn't proper. But man, they loved boxing, and I believe that if that was made available, a lot of kids would take advantage of getting in the ring, and I think that could potentially squash a whole lot of beef going on in the city.
That's my thing. They got wrestling in school.
Yeah,
but not boxing.
Boxing used to be in school. It's just it's changed. Boxing used to be in schools. It used to be in the military. But now they're talking about taking it out of the Olympics. It's not as many of. Honestly, I don't know.
Do you think it should be in schools?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%. If you have boxing, I think, to be honest, I think you talking about pound for pound, most dangerous sports. I think football just as dangerous as boxing.
Yeah, I feel the same
Monday
way.
through Thursday, they cracking skulls.
They be getting concussions and everything.
Sir, so I always think if you had that, why not have boxing because this the thing. You mentioned folks get the jack and no boxing. Boxing is a skill. But the word boxing, in first of all, was made because at one point in time in boxing, you go back hundreds of years, there was really no weight classes. You took your best fighter, we took our best fighter versus he 250 and he's 130, whatever. They gonna fight. Mm-hmm. Not in the ring either. It was in a hole. Yeah. Right? The difference was boxing started because that's the way boxing skills came for the little man to be able to beat the big man. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right? Because I can't get close, gotta use my jab, gotta keep it. So the skills has just been developed over so much time. Right?
Yeah. Makes sense.
And then they added something called the Queensberry rules, and that's how they started sanctioning boxing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So boxing is such a skilled sport. One, if somebody, people, I don't know, I've never understood this. Folks be like, yeah, that's boxing, but you can't beat me in a street fight. What is a street fight? If you train to throw a punch and you train to take a punch, ain't nothing nobody out there can do
you know
to hurt
what they
you.
Say? Is they say you got gloves on. These bare knuckles.
Folks, that's another thing. People don't understand. You got gloves on to protect your hands to whoop the dude longer. It ain't got nothing to do with what happens to the face.
So look, I got a question for
It's just crazy to me.
How does it feel to walk around with like basically weapons for hands? Like when you guys are not in the gym and you guys are just walking around everyday citizens that don't box, don't do nothing, and folks just mouthing off. Like, how I feel to really know that, like, this dude ain't saying me. He can't touch me. Even if you, like, way more than me, because I'm in the gym and I'm in my bag, like, ain't nothing that you can do. I can really hurt you.
I be nervous a little bit because everybody don't fight. Yeah. That's one reason why.
Okay. Yeah. That's a real answer.
Like, if we fight, even if y'all jumping me, I could be fine with it. But I feel comfortable with it because I do have little sisters that look up to me. So I like, all right, I got to make sure they straight. I got a mama, I got a girl, I got to keep everybody safe. I feel like that's my job. So besides, people pull out guns too much. You never know. Like, I can get a gun right now. 9 out of 10, I ain't going to ever use it unless somebody breaking in the house. They pull their gun out on me. I could have a gun on me at that very moment. I'll put it down and fight you. And that was before I started boxing, because I feel like taking your life ain't gonna do nothing. I'd rather whoop you and have you walk around feeling ashamed, like you got whooped and you know you got whooped and you can't do nothing about it. But fight me again, and fight me again, and fight me personally. When I box, right, even when sparring, I get whooped. I ain't gonna sit up here and cry about it. I'm gonna keep coming back. I can get whooped 100-0, but guess what? What? I'm gonna keep coming back.
That's how you get better, bro. That's how you get better. People that walk around thinking they perfect, how you get better if you perfect? Yeah. And we know ain't no such thing as perfect.
Yeah.
I like to struggle. Like we talking about adversity earlier. How you got something to come in? Like I see people come in sometimes, not necessarily this gym. I'm gonna tell you about yourself. They come to the gym, do the same stuff every day, and don't get any better. And there was a famous trainer, he passed away some years back now, Emmanuel Stewart. He trained Lennox Lewis, he trained Tommy Hearns. He had the Crunk Boxing Gym in Detroit. Okay. And my coach actually was telling me a story about he went in the gym and he saw a dude in there, boom, 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 killing the bag, right? Okay. He went over there and looked at him for a second. He walked away. There's another dude in there just using his jab. Putting the jab down, up to the body. Didn't do nothing, just... He stayed and watched that dude for 30 minutes. Okay. Because he came in and said, this dude over here just swinging, hitting the bag hard, don't know how to do nothing. Yeah. Everybody named Mama can come in here and do that, right? But the dude over there that was locked in, working on one thing, was working on a skill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So like, to the point of like, people picking fights or doing stuff like that. Like for me now, I mean, to be honest, I don't walk around feeling no type of way. I really be hoping it don't pop off. Yep. Like I get paid to fight. I ain't finna fight for free.
I be telling people that.
I don't be wanting to pop off because one, I don't want you to know what I'm gonna do to you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I always think people think I'm gonna sit back behind my jab. No, I might pick this brick up because like I said, I get paid to fight. So I try to I was talking to him earlier about it. Like that's why your circle is so important. I don't be around nobody no more that's gonna put me in a situation where I'm gonna get to a fight like that. I don't go nowhere. I'm at the gym 8 hours a day training or training others. I go hoop. I only hoop with folks I know. And somebody called me like, man, come through hoop here. I be like, where you at? Somebody called me Monday, said, man, hoop. I said, where? He said, man, as soon as that man started typing out the address, I said, no. Ain't no way, dog. I ain't going there at 11 o'clock on a Monday.
I remember when you said, what's a street fight? Exactly what you just said. Pick up that brick.
That's the other thing. When people say a street fight, ain't no way a regular. I in my experience, I've seen a million boxers in my lifetime. Most of them don't stick to it. It's probably like a 1% sport, right? Yeah. And I could take the dude in the gym that everybody would whoop, and then go take whoever folks think the best little street fighter. Okay. Mr. 0-15 whooping dude. Yeah. Like, I've seen it happen a million times. So my point to that is, like, if you don't know how to fight, stay over there. But the bigger thing, like, I at one point in time I walked around like that, and see, it's funny. You honestly, when you said somebody says you're very mature, you're very wise, bro. When I was 18, I wasn't wise. I was Mr. Turn Up. But the funny thing, God bless me, most of my friends, I done whooped before. Okay. I got a lot of friends I done whooped, but we so close now. They, like, when I first moved out here, my mom moved us out here. I was 16. That's when I got kicked out of school because my little brother wasn't gonna be able to cut it going to West Side. Okay. And so, and then I think we were supposed to go to some other school, but we ended up coming out here, and for whatever reason, I had never been around folks, and it was like they just joking and playing, but I ain't take each other like, man, if I said, man, it's hot, he'd be like, man, your mama's so hot. And I didn't find that funny. I said, hey, bro, say it again. Whooped him. Just how he one of my closest friends to this day, and I chipped his tooth that day. Wow. But we found common ground, but because he didn't understand me, I didn't understand him. But my time also was different. Wasn't nobody really like. At most, what would happen is, what you doing tomorrow? Because we fighting at 12 tomorrow. Then okay, see you Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit different. But you're so wise, bro. At 18, I was not wise like that. At 18. I done been kicked out of a church hooping. I done been kicked out of I've been kicked out of a lot of stuff, bro. Yeah. And the fact that you are that wise is absolutely amazing to me, because he can tell you the same thing. He sees young men all the time. Nobody's that wise. You're very, very wise. And the only thing I wish I could make you understand that, don't be scared to be wise. If you walk in a room and everybody's some dummies, just know you the smart one. Yeah. For real. If you walk in a room and ain't no leaders, you the leader, bro. Yeah. Simple as that. Don't look for the leader, you the leader. Yeah. All right?
I don't like following up behind folks anyway.
But let me finish with this little part. Even you and all us in this room as leaders in our role, right? Yeah. Right now it's his turn to lead. This his thing. So we still leaders, but he the leader right now. Yeah. So then after this, if I start teaching a boxing class, I might be the leader. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, like, just know it's okay. You don't have to be the leader 24/7, but be ready, prepared for when it's your turn.
I just say be your own man.
100%. That's it right there, bro. Be your own man. I told you wise. You know what I'm saying? You wise. But like, just don't quiet your voice when it comes down to being like knowing you. I can tell I'm good at reading people that come with the boxing. Yeah. You know yourself very well. Don't be scared to like, nah, I ain't with that. Or, nah, I ain't gonna do this. Don't feel like you gotta quiet your voice, because you're very, very wise, man. Like, at 18, I know what I was on, and it was not. I couldn't even think to say some of the things you were saying. I was like, man, this man ain't talking about nothing. I would have got him and left. For real, just know that about yourself, bro. Don't quiet that voice. You're very, very wise, bro.
Boxing at home me a lot, like, for real.
It do that. That's why it's such a beautiful sport. I think it's the most beautiful sport in the world, bro.
I used to be wild before I met Hunter. Yeah. And D, all of them, like, they humbled me. So it was like, yeah, I gotta be more cool. Cause it's like, I ain't never believe my mom told me it's always be somebody bigger and better than you. I ain't worried about nobody. Then I went to the gym.
I understand. That's what I literally. That's what I experienced at 8 years old. Yeah. I know it sounds crazy. I was 8 because I look at my daughter. She's 12, and I be thinking about what I was doing at 12, and I be like, bruh, what was I on? Yeah. Like I said, man, like what? Because my daughter is happy go lucky, and she ain't think about nothing. I'm like, what was I on? I just took her off of Fraser today, and I said I used to ride my bike from here to here, and I'm looking. I said, man, I wouldn't let my daughter ride the bike from here to here without me being there. And I know the world different there, but like same time, like I ain't had no cell phone. You know, no cell phones, no nothing. I'm out there just.
I be trying to think about like what was I doing with no cell phone? Like
I don't know how y'all do it.
yeah, that was crazy.
I would have been bored.
No, but that's the thing. It was actually more exciting, bro. I'm serious. It sounds crazy, but it was more exciting because you were open to go look for most stuff. I mean, just this summer, I would have hooped every single day. Yeah. I just told my partner, I said, I don't never see nobody hoop outside no more. And we used to block traffic.
I still hoop out Mama Ra.
But I'm talking about like in front of the neighborhood, or just say that's how you made friends. Just say you had the I don't know how to say it right. The lame kid, the kid that ain't really talking to nobody, but he had the fire basketball goal. Mm-hmm. Guess what he just made? A lot of friends and people that probably wouldn't talk to him in no other circumstance. But now he got the goal. Now he making friends, and now I just opened up a whole new acquaintance. Like one of my real good friends. In any other situation, I never would have talked to him back then because one, his dad was a police officer, and he had the fire goal in the neighborhood. We was over there every day, and his dad was so cool. But any other situation, I've been like, man, your dad a cop, bro. Like I ain't, you know what I'm saying? And he like,
it be like that.
It's just crazy. Yeah. It's just crazy, and that's why I said like y'all were a little bit different, but like boxing is still a sport that stands like. If all us came in here with our own little attitudes and we got to sweating and we tired and we exhausted, none of that stuff matter no more. Not race, not affiliation, not money status, none of that. Now we just all just tired. You know, simple as that.
So I wanna segue into one of our last segments of the Game Changers Movement podcast, and it's called "What Do You See?" What do you see? Right? I'm real big on like having a vision and just also understanding that everybody don't understand your vision, right? Because it's yours. But during this segment, I want you guys to just kind of talk that talk and talk about what it is that you see coming in the near future. The listeners, when I have you guys back, they can see it manifest and come to fruition.
Love it.
Mario, what do you see?
So I can see myself helping a lot of kids out. Like what Hunter and Mike and you, everybody gave me, I want to give it to them tenfold. Like I grew up with anger issues. I ain't really care about what nobody said. I wouldn't say I ain't have a mentor. I had people that I didn't want to be like. So my mama kept me out the hood, she kept me out the streets. But when she did take me, I seen them. I seen how my cousin had rats in the house, roaches, holes in the wall. Don't get me wrong, Judge, you family. I go around them still, you know. But I was like, all right, I want to be there. I be seeing people without fathers. So I was like, if I ever have a child one day, I'm going to be there for my child no matter what. Then I see females to this day, like, they don't got a father. They be out here talking to everybody. Be like my brother, he got locked up. He got a daughter. I went and visit his daughter almost every day just because I ain't want her to turn out like the females that don't got a father out. So my vision is to just help kids out and protect them because I know how hard it can get and not express how you feel. I can express how I feel, so I put it all into the bag. Then I'll be just fine. Like I grew up on that men don't cry. So I put it in the bag. If I don't want to cry, don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with crying, but I put it in the bag. And I just want kids to know, like, if you ever need me, I'm here. Just because I felt like growing up, I ain't have nobody. But I did. I just feel like I did. So kids gonna be there. I'm gonna be there for the kids no matter what. No matter if I'm mad, sad, having a bad day. I still be there for kids to go to my gym because I feel like if they ain't got me, they ain't really got nobody. So, you know, and Hunter can't do it all, so I gotta step in any way I can, basically.
That's powerful, man, and shout out to Hunter, man. I keep hearing the name Hunter, and that's a good sign of a leader to me, because a leader, a real leader, understands that the movement or the vision can't die with you.
Yeah.
If what you're doing is not giving back or pouring into somebody else, and when you die, like all the gifts that God gave you stay with you, then like
You leaving your legacy.
you leaving your legacy. Like you gotta leave your legacy in people and not things. And so that's powerful, man. That's dope. Mike.
I just want to add one thing you said. I just want to ask, just know, all those people that you want to help, just know you got to make sure for you're building the vehicle that you're going to be able to go to help them people with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So whether that be boxing, school, anything, bro. Like, just make sure you taking care of Mario too.
Yeah.
For first, because if Mario ain't take care of, he can't take care of the others.
Yeah, that's my problem.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part, bro, for real. Like, one thing in this gym, sometimes I got a fight coming up, right? Say me training for the fight. People love to come talk to me or want to come, because I'm Mike. I'm Coach Mike in this joint. Yes, but I have to let them know it's work time for me.
Yeah.
Because this gym go how I go. So if I don't go, this gym don't go.
Yeah.
If I don't fight, folks ain't fighting. If I don't do this, I'm this is my vehicle, so I have to take care of it.
Yeah.
Right? So just remember, you gotta lock in on yourself too.
I feel you.
Because you can inspire people by going to talk to them and do that stuff, but you're gonna inspire them too by they see your work ethic.
Yeah.
That's what everybody lack. If it boiled down to the bottom, everybody lack work ethic.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to work for what they got. They expected to have it right now. You know what I mean? They think it's DoorDash. It ain't. It ain't, bro. It ain't. So just know that you gotta take care of yo too.
I
You
feel
know what I'm
like
saying?
that's how generation though, like
Man,
generational
it's been around forever though.
Yeah, that's
it's
what
been around
generational
forever.
curse.
Like don't get it twisted. We've been lazy forever. Like it's just a long. It's just maybe you see it more because y'all world is easier because y'all got access to everything. We got access to everything, but it's been around forever. It's just you gotta make a choice. You ain't gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? But what's the question is?
What we gonna see? What can we expect from Mike Cook boxing?
As man, I'm gonna tell you something. One thing, my birthday just passed a couple weeks ago, right? One thing I hate is my birthday. I hate getting older because there's two things I love in this world. I love boxing and I love to hoop. And I do those every day. I hoop twice a week, competitive with guys. I train every day, so I always get, scared like, oh my gosh, man, my time is going. But one thing for sure, I've taken care of myself for a long time, so I don't never put an end date on it. I'm gonna let God decide that because it's His choice.
Yeah.
And just the one thing I want to have a couple more fights. I have a fight scheduled. I want to have a couple more fights, and always the big thing for me is I want to retire from boxing. I don't want boxing to retire me because I done seen so many people get retired from boxing, but they ain't got a choice, right? Yeah. So I want to make that choice for myself, and then I want to go 100% into helping people. And when I say help people, I don't mean just through the boxing because I said I done built such a community. I done help people get off medical. I don't want to say the medicine, but the medical medicine for health problems. I done not even joking. I done introduced people that got married and done had some kids. My Brown, a lot of our church members are gym members that we've invited from church here. Yeah. So God has blessed me to let boxing be my vehicle to help everybody and be an instrument. So, I mean, long story, I just want to continue to press people in the right way, get them closer to God, whatever way it need to be. But I just want to continue to grow this community. Because, same thing he said, like, it's tough for one man to change the world, but if we can affect one, reach one, teach one, that's what I want to be on. And I just want to, I love what I do. You know what I mean? Like, I love training people. I've got to do some amazing things, still get to do some amazing things, meet some amazing people. I've got to, no joke, every hero I've ever had, except for Kobe Bryant, I've got to meet in person and have a relationship with and got their phone number in my phone right now. And that's crazy to me because when I was a kid, I said, ain't never going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't see, because that's the other thing in our city, we might have these big dreams and they just look impossible. And then I went somewhere else and talked to people and they like, Oh, what you mean? I'm like, that where we from? So I always just keep that in the back of my mind. I'm just a kid from Memphis, so I'm honestly always happy with what I've done and what I got. But the fighter in me always want more. So I just want to continue to grow this gym. Like this gym is a decent size. I'm very thankful for it, but I've already outgrown the size of the people. So I need a bit. I just want to continue to grow that, continue to help reach people. Boxing being my vehicle, but I want to help not just the fighter. I want to help the soccer mom, the dad that's at work all day, the kid that don't want to get beat up, the NBA player that wants to work on their conditioning, the people I meet in the street, the people I meet on a podcast. Like I want to be. I just always want to be available. Put it like that. I just want to be available. I think God has made me the greatest sidekick ever. I'm a elevator person. I ain't gotta be number one. I ain't gotta be the main character. You know what I'm saying? I can be the sidekick to lift you up, and I love being that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm a born leader and a born alpha, but as I grow older, I know like when is my time to shine. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to continue to grow this and keep pushing what I'm doing. That's all I want to do. However big it gets, God see fit, I'm cool. If it's that like this, I'm cool. It's just whatever. I'm just happy with it. But I'm gonna win some more fights though. I know that I'm gonna defend that title over there. Yeah. I know you just want me to talk. I got you. I'm gonna get this fight. I'm gonna be 25-0. God willing, I'm gonna have 16 knockouts. I'm gonna continue to put my guys on out of my gym. I'm gonna continue to help the youth. I'm gonna see him tomorrow at sparring.
Let's go.
I'm gonna continue to build the people around me, and they just know they can't touch me.
That's all they know. Fighting it
Here. I'm also the only fighter. Just I'm gonna throw my stats out there. I'm the only fighter that personally brought fights here to Memphis. Just whatever. You know what I mean? Little flex. You know what I'm saying? But it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here.
Right,
it's gonna be here.
Y'all
gonna be there.
Pull up.
Yeah, everybody. We're gonna be there. We're gonna have a great time. That's the other thing. Just a small story short. I just want to say this. I think this sums up why I love boxing so much. Mm-hmm. Same thing I'll do in a fight. Or do in the gym.
Okay.
My favorite thing about every time I fight, right? My favorite thing I do every time I fight is I bring all these people around that aren't they're like from this walk of life and this walk of life and this walk of life. And at the fight they all together. And that's my favorite thing in the world. So I bring all my friends, family from different walks of life, don't talk to each other, don't know each other, but they be in one place. And I've been trying to bottle that up and do that in the gym now for a long time because it's the same thing I was saying about when we was kids, everybody go to one place to hoop, don't know each other from over this neighborhood, they get together. I've been trying to do that same thing in the gym, so I'm happy. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to push.
Man, you're a connector, and I'm glad that I had both of you guys on the podcast together because you guys have a lot of similarities. And one of the things that I see that I love is y'all heart. Like I hear you guys have a servant's heart and a desire to like help people. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like an oxymoron when y'all be beating folks up. But at the same time, y'all got a bleeding heart.
Tell them help themselves.
Y'all got a bleeding heart for people, man. And I think that the vision that you guys just cast over yourself is powerful for our listeners on this Game Changers Movement podcast. I hope that you guys were inspired, motivated to also, see how you can help. Like Mike spoke about position yourself to have a vehicle to be able to, be the change that you want to see and run the race in your own lane. Like, I think that's powerful. And so, like, for our listeners, like, how can they find you? I want you to put your social media out there because they want to look you up, and you can share your social media before we close out.
Everything is Mike Cook Boxing. Everything is Mike Cook Boxing. And
so you're on Instagram,
Mike
Cook Boxing,
everything. You can Google me, Mike Cook Boxing. Google me. I'm gonna come up.
Okay.
Everything. I'm gonna come up.
I ain't got it like that yet. You can't Google me. Go ahead.
Mine's Big Dog 4856. It's a new account, but you'll see me on there. It's a boxing picture. You'll see me.
Okay. And mine's is Game Changers Movement on all social media. platforms. That's right, game changes. When we don't like the game, we change it.
Facts.
All right, man.
I just want to say one last thing, man.
Go ahead, man.
I'm 18, young, and really, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I ain't gonna say anybody.
Anybody, you right.
Anybody, come on.
You right.
I don't know though, cause y'all be giving up too quick. But if you put in the work and put in the potential, anybody can do it. You get out there and do what you don't like, do it like you love it. I need to take what I say, take it to heart, because sometimes I give up too. But it don't matter about you giving up. Just come back harder. Like, when I fall down, I get back up and fight harder. That's all that matters. That's all I got.
Hey, thank you for sharing that, because somebody needed to hear that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody needed to hear that. Somebody gonna listen to that and be like, dang, that was for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I appreciate you for sharing that. Man, I'm gonna close out again. Game changes. When we don't like the game,
We change.
we change it.
KJ let the beat knock.